Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here, and what we've got going today is a 20 ped mining run. Yes, I know, I'm not the type to usually do mining runs in an Entropia video. And there's a number of reasons for that. One, I don't find mining to be particularly engaging when it comes to watching, but at the same time, I do know that there are players who, or viewers who enjoy watching mining runs to see how a player does. And there's techniques and different strategies to doing mining, and I'm just going to kind of go through mine. I am not a big-time miner, which honestly I think is to my detriment. I have focused almost 100% of my time on hunting, and because of that, all of my skills are focused on hunting, but I haven't done a whole lot of mining. As you can see, my driller skills or profession is only level 4. I've got a 485 in drilling. You're going to see how low my mining skills are. But part of the reason that I have not focused on mining in the past is because it felt too much like work. Which I know, it's grinding, that's part of the grind, you have to play the game, you got to do it right. I get that. And I've said it before, Entropia isn't really a game, it's more of a platform. It's a platform you can choose to do all kinds of things. Mining provides resources to crafters, which allow them to craft the things that allow me to hunt. It's also a hell of a lot more profitable than hunting is, especially in the long run. Once you get your skills up, you're able to mine the high markup items. But even for low markup items relative, ores and end matters tend to have higher markup than, like, animal oils. So just as an example, we all know that like animal muscle oil goes anywhere between 101 and 103. List is going for 107. It's been as low as 103 and as high as 110. Almost 111 in this case. So we know that there's a good potential for markup, especially if you're mining efficiently. You know, not drilling beyond your mining level, that sort of thing. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to take a little bit of time. Cyrene has this wonderful platform mining area in its northwest corner. All you can get are platform ores and end matters here. None of the Cyrene specific ones are here. Which means that if I get decent enough loot, I should be able to break even once markup is sorted out for someone who's low level. Now, I don't expect to make a profit off this at my level. It would be cool, but I don't expect to do that. If I wanted to do that, I'd have ways of strategically hunting that will help me eke out a small profit. Now, keep in mind, a small profit in that case does not mean I'm making hundreds of ped. It's like, I made 1 or 2 ped over what I spent. And you know what? That makes me happy when I do that, because you know, MindArc isn't in the game to give people money. You make your money off your markup, right? But at the same time, I also decided that if I'm going to go through so many crafted items, I should probably be doing something to make sure the crafters have the materials necessary to make what I want. You know, there are times I can't find the sword I want. Straight up. Can't find it. Because I'm at the level now where not many people melee hunt. Well, if I've got the mining skills to mine up the shit they need to make it, I'll probably have an easier time convincing a crafter to make the item for me. It's like, hey, I've got all the materials. Can I trade you the materials and a little bit of ped to make this sword? And they may say yes, or they may say no. And, you know, you got to be able to trust your crafter, or maybe they have to buy the materials off you, and then you subsequently buy the weapon off them. Oh. This is the one thing about low-level crafting, or mining. You frequently have to change your finder. And I know people will be like, well, why aren't you using the F101? Well, I really don't have the skills to use that properly yet. Like, if we take a look at this is the F101. And I guess I technically do. But it also goes through a shitload more probes. So for example, I currently have 300. Oh, once I bring up these items, I have 113 drops. If I equip the F101, it drops to 11. And yeah, those drops might be better. You know, if I actually find something, it might give me more. But my skills are so low, I don't trust that my find rate is going to be very high. In that case, quantity and not quality is what you really have to go for until you really build up the skills enough to where it's not going to matter very much. You know, 11 drops will get you pretty close to a profit. Something I've also learned is, at least on this island it appears, ores tend to vein. So if you end up with one drop, drop again. Like, keep dropping until you can't, until it stops producing results. And that might be unique to this island. It might be just my luck. It might be timing. I know that there's an algorithm that runs this, Ludius Rules all. But it's very interesting to see that there was a word. Words are good. It's very interesting to see that I tend to have more luck. If I get one, I'm likely to get more. Now with every drop, I'm currently spending 15 PECs. Because each probe is 5 PEC. I'm using 3 probes per drop. 15 PEC. Oftentimes, if I've got a good run going, I'll make 30-35 PEC off a success. So my average mining run right now, I'm down like 2 PED or as much as 9. That being said, with the way these markups go, once markup is taken into account, I should roughly break even, with the knowledge that I still have to fly it back to Calypso or hope to God someone can get it here, which means chartering a flight, hitching a ride on the Normandy when they pass by if I've, you know, got the presence of mind to do so, or trying to smuggle it. Decisions that will need to be made and have not been made yet. Smuggling, of course, is always dangerous because pirates are a thing. Now, thankfully, for me as someone who would need to go planet to planet, Mindark has significantly shortened the space that's lootable PvP out in space. I know that there are probably a lot of pirates who are upset about that. And there are some developed smuggling routes that help you avoid pirates. And regardless of the fact that Mindark has made it harder for pirates to operate by diminishing the size of lootable PvP zones, I strongly recommend experimenting with routes that will take you safely across the vast reaches of space. Because pirates still linger. They're not stupid. They are very, very smart players. And so, if you want to protect your goods, either charter a flight on a warp ship, because now warp ships can fly in between without having to worry about lootable PvP. Or, you know, figure out good routes that you can take that will allow you to smuggle goods back and forth. And that does mean it's going to take more time if you do it that way. And get creative with it, you know. It might mean the safer route puts you in lootable space more often. You know, you kick out toward one planet and then you double back toward a different one. Or you use the three-dimensionality of space and you go way below the standard plane of travel and then kick back up, or way above the standard plane of travel and kick back down. And yes, I have smuggled goods in the past. Not gonna lie about that. I have successfully smuggled goods in the past. It's all a matter of knowing how to do it and not getting cocky. A lot of times you'll catch that someone's onto you because it'll show that they're targeting you. Down here you'll have a little orange crosshairs. And if you can hit them or start the fight before you hit lootable PvP, because they can use that to track you, even if you get destroyed, as long as you're not in lootable PvP, you get to keep your items. And then you know where their location is. And you can fly back through and avoid that area. That was a pretty good set of drops. Did we get them all? Yep, we did. I think that was 4 or 5. Did I go all the way out? No, I didn't. You notice I almost immediately drop another probe. And I do that on purpose. Because more than once have I been in a situation where I'll finish with a pickup and I'll accidentally drop a probe and oh look, it's another drop. Okay. Something that you should know is you will go through finders. You will go through a lot of finders. Thankfully, this is the TT finder for Cyrene. And I'll go through 10 of them over the course of less than an hour. Didn't really mean to drop that one, but okay. That one will pick up. No. Darn. You'll notice that the train of thought derailed really badly. I can't remember. The important thing is that with the TT, you are going to want to take more than one with you. I know a lot of people, you know, they'll take one finder, and then the finder only lasts so many drops. And if you want a good mining run, like a 50 ped mining run or something like that, which is what I usually do, you will easily go through more than 10 finders from the TT. That's just the way it is. Come on. Bust. We'll hit it one more time as we get closer to it, because they all tend to congregate around each other. And it might be the veins actually behind our drop. The area is pretty broad, too. I think it's a couple 100 meters. Okay. I'm sure I got people watching this that are probably cringing at my strategy or my technique, but gotta figure it out somehow, you know? As you can see, my skills are relatively low. But this is just like the early grind. This is just like, for me, I am just starting out on the mining gig, right? I would not consider myself a newbie to hunting. I'm not an uber by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not a newbie to hunting. I've got a couple of years of it down. I've got a lot of the technique figured out. I know how to equip myself and to determine whether a mob is an appropriate level for me. For mining, it's just like my first days of Entropia. You know, figuring everything out, determining the best things. The only things that I really have down pat is I know for a fact that, you know, you max out your TT items before you go for anything else. I do want to point this out, though. I don't know if this was deliberately put here or if this is just an accident in the way they did the geoforming. But there's just like this random pit here. And if you fall into it, you can get out without having to go back to revive. It's a pain in the ass, though. I don't know if that was left there as a joke, or if that was on purpose, or if it was just an accident. They didn't realize that it sank down that deep. I do find it kind of amusing, though. So, as I develop more of the channel, you know, the changes that I'm implementing, you will start seeing a bigger variety of Entropia content within the platform. Mining is part of it. I might do a little bit of crafting, which I know is even less interesting than running in circles dropping probes. But for that type of a video, I might be doing something else. With the expansion of non-lootable PvP in space, I'm going to be doing a lot more in space. I did a really nice hunting run in space on my live stream on Friday, which I thought was a lot of fun this past Friday. And it was so nice to be able to get out there, and I got some advice from people who spend more time in space, and I'm going to try to continue to build up those space, because space hunting is another thing I haven't done a whole lot of. Partially because space hunting is expensive, right? Just to be in space, you got to burn fuel, and you got to repair your ship, and those Kismet cannons don't exactly have small amounts of ammo burn associated with them, right? So my skills up there aren't great, which means my ammo burn relative to my loot is going to be much higher. Thankfully, I've got the benefit of my my skinning skill, my animal looter skill. Oh, is this one dead already? This one's dead already. Which helps me out. Doesn't mean it's perfect. But we will be doing more of that. And it's going to be more than just the cosmic horrors. There's also the sky flails. I do want to investigate a couple of other areas up there. I've done hunting in Gordon's Belt before, which is lootable PvP. But thankfully not a whole lot of people travel through there because it's in the middle of nowhere. There we go. This is a vein. Keep popping. Keep popping. Ah. We'll go to the other side and try one more. Sometimes it matters what side of your successes you're on. This will be the last one. And bust. Okay. I think that the extractor maxes out at 33 peck per draw. Maybe it's 34. I don't know. Every once in a while, I'll do one, and then one's like 1 peck. It's like, thanks, guys. There we go. I think we're doing okay for loot. Not necessarily terrific. Definitely not terrific. So we've gone through half of our probes. We sure as heck don't have 10 ped worth of ores or end matter, but the skills are going up, and that's the important part. Oh. Tell me we have another hit. Tell me we have another hit. Ah. I will say this. Mining on the same island all the time really makes you familiar with the geography. Like, I don't even bother with the map when I'm out here. Because at this point, it's just instinctual. I just know where I'm going. I think I just pissed off that Wasp. So, Okay, that requires some context. I found out a wasp was trying to build a nest in a hole in one of my windows, in the windowsill, where I'm sure there was a screw there. There's enough space for this wasp to kind of bury itself in and try to build a place to lay its eggs. And so I accidentally shut it into that little tiny gap and discovered it was there because it was rustling around in the wall area. So I opened it up and it flew away, and so I closed the window up. So now I can't get to its nest, and it doesn't look too happy. It's like, sorry, don't really want your kids in my wall. It's a strange thing to think about, isn't it? There we go. A lot of minimals. The largest one I've gotten with this is number 6. I think it was... Is that a small? Okay. See, just in 20 ped, we've already burned 5 finders, or 4 finders. We're on our 5th, I think. Yeah. And we've only gone through 12 ped worth of probes. So you do burn through the TT finders really quickly, but they're only 10 pec. So put it in perspective. You know, the finders aren't expensive. You're going to be spending far more in probes than you ever will be in finders. Come on. Don't lag out on me. Oh, don't tell me we DC'd. If we DC'd, I'll have to kill the video. Are we good? Yep, we DC'd. Okay, guys. We're going to cut it just a few minutes early, but and unfortunately, I can't give you the results of this. But we will do that the next time I do a mining video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, 1 subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. As always, thank you for all your support. We'll see you in the next one.